Alright, so here we are, Dirt Vest. A new one for me. We've wanted to come to this for the last couple of years. Also new to me, it's a new Yeti SB100. So I got rid of my Trek a couple of weeks ago, and thanks to my buddies at Worldwide Cyclery, here's my SB100, brand new, medium size, kind of semi-custom to my liking. Dirt Fest is happening twice a year, once in Pennsylvania in May and then in June or July in West Virginia. The one in Pennsylvania is close to home. It's a lot of fun, a lot of vendors and demo bikes. Highly recommended if you can make it. Let's go. How's it? Never be this clean again. Trails are around the Racetown Lake. They're called Allegripis trails, and they're considered to be the best fast flowy trails in the Northeast. A lot of fun, a lot of whoop-de-doos, a lot of rollers, so highly recommended. There is something for everyone. I had the chance to put a few kilometers on the bike yesterday. It was a bit of a mud bath, but early impressions are really good. I only managed to fully set up the bike for myself in the afternoon when I visited the SRAM booth and later on the Fox booth. I set it up 32% sag in the back, 25% sag up front, and so far so good. Seems to be very efficient climber. The 100 mil in the back seemed to be really plush, but at the same time supportive when it came to pedaling, so very interesting mix. A closer look at the build is going to give you an idea of what I've been riding in this last week or so, and is not too far from the entry-level XO1 model from Yeti. SB100 comes in 4 options plus the frame only, and even though I was tempted by the frame only, the big problem was the fork. I was interested in getting the factory step cast, the 34. This is not available with this offset. The offset on this bike is 44, something very similar to what Transition did with their new current bikes. Cockpit is built around a Yeti branded carbon bar, 35 mil, 50 mil stem. This is 750 millimeters, as you see it written down here. Ergon grips. They seem to be really grippy and very similar to what I have installed here, which are some Bontrager race lights. Brakes, Shimano Dior M8000. You see my XO1 shifter over there. Depending on the build, you might get a GX Eagle shifter. And on the other side, obviously, the brake and the remote. That remote is actually a wolf tooth that I choose to use with the Fox transfer dropper. It doesn't come standard, but you can order it that way. I didn't really trust the Fox remote. Dropper, by the way, is supposed to be 125 millimeters for this medium frame. What you see here is a 150. And also the saddle, this is a Yeti branded WCB Volt, very comfortable. This has chromoly rails, Yeti branded. You see a little bit of bling over there. A race face 50 mil stem, like I mentioned. Yeti cap. You do get these spacers that are carbon, and the Cane Creek 40 that comes standard with the bike. This is an integrated or IS headset. Cane Creek, see that one more time, moving down to the logo, which is cast aluminum, I bet. Looks nice and bold, not painted. And then you see the top of the Stepcast Fox 34 Stepcast fork, which are new. They're considered to be 2019 forks. That is where you adjust your air spring. This is factory, so it has the Kashima coating. The other option for just one of the builds is going to be Stepcast Performance. I use a mite guard all the time, mostly because it protects my stanchions, and I keep it on. It doesn't add pretty much any weight. And you see Fox and 34 Stepcast is mentioned down here, and you know it's Stepcast by the look of the lower leg here. And yes, this is factory SC or factory step cast. On this other side, you see that this is a Fit 4 damper. Wheels are mine, very similar to the DT Swiss that the Yeti provides. Now on this one I have Arch MK3, so 26mm ID rims laced onto Hope Pro 4 hubs, and the discs that I chose to use are the Istex AXTs. I'm very happy with those. Coming down here, you see the caliper. It's installed for 180mm discs, and they do come with finned pads. The pads are metallic pads. More about that later. Looking at my tires, the bike right now is ready to race cross-country-ish around here. So I have Rocket Run up front and another Schwalbe in the back. Bike is equipped from factory with Minion DHF and Aggressor in the back. It's not something that I am interested in for this type of bike and my local trails. This is how you know that you have the lighter or the more expensive version of their frame. They have the carbon or C frame, which is just a bit heavier. No other advantages as per what they say. Hand belt, race bread. I kind of like that. It doesn't look like it's really good. Painting, hope is not going to go away. Moving down, you see the Evolution shock. This is a modified metric size shock, factory built. All but the GX entry level come with this factory built. They do provide you with the usual open trail and locked up mode. I only used it in open mode and once in trail mode. It's not really necessary because the bike pedals really nicely. New for Yeti is the bottle cage, and yes, you can fit a full-size bottle cage in here, and one of the reasons why I finally considered a Yeti as my bike. You can see the collar here, branded Yeti, just nice. Moving down, what else? At the back here, you're gonna see the size of the bike and then also the logo. Yes, built in Golden, Colorado. And the switch infinity is hidden down there. Now this is a bit offset, and that switch infinity, you look at the pictures online, actually moves probably 5mm, no more than that. Down tube here, you have a molded piece of rubber that protects it. And moving on to the drivetrain, what I have is the X01. Now by default this comes with an X01 crank, which is dub. Mine is GXP. It comes with a 30 tooth eagle chainring. Mine is a 32 oval. I don't know why they put such a small chainring in there, a 30 tooth. It comes with a GX chain. This is an X01, so you just have the hollow pins and the coating is a bit different. And then moving back, the X01 base model comes with the GX cassette, and it also comes with the X01 derailleur. Many of you might be wondering, why did they choose an X01 derailleur with a GX shifter and GX cassette? My answer is because this derailleur is just slightly nicer built than the GX, and it actually makes a difference in shifting performance. I just did a quick video on that one, talking specifically about it. In the back have the same wheels that I mentioned to you. I'm using Schwalbe Thunderbird, and you see the Hope 4 hub right down there. Clearance between cranks and chainstays, it's normal. See my cadence sensor installed over there. Drive side, it's no different. You have that 7-8mm clearance. And by the way, in this current configuration with pedals, bike is at 25 pounds. Quick look here on the non-drive side is going to show you a Fox Cobalt axle. That's actually mine. The fork comes with the standard I like the cleaner look of that one, and you save a couple grams. And moving on, see the bottom bracket, which is press fit. Again, mine is GXP, but the bike comes with a press fit dub. This is PF92, so 92 millimeter shell width here, and is a press fit. I replace these pads with non-metallic, so these are resin pads. The bike comes with metallic front and rear, and I don't like the bite on the back with those whatsoever. I mentioned the GX shifter that's provided with the bottom couple of builds. In that main pivot, you actually have a grease zerk, so you can grease your pivot without undoing it. This is what they provide in terms of a grease gun, and also the grease that's needed for the Switch Infinity. You're also provided with this frame protector. I've already applied it on my bike. You can't really see it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you probably see the edge over here, and you might also see marks from my heels. So highly recommend to put some of that on the bike. I actually run the bike without installing it, and down here where the cables touch the frame a little bit, they already left marks. Talk about cables, because I forgot to mention that. So the two cables that I have here, one is obviously your brake hose, and it's routed through the frame, whether you like it or not. Second one is the shifter cable that goes through that chainstay, and it comes out right there. Up here, you're gonna have two ports, cable ports, and then one on the right hand side. This one goes directly to your dropper post, so you cannot change the designation of that one. You have tubes going through the frame exactly to where they should be, so replacing cables or fishing cables through the frame is trivial. Because I'm running moto style, I had to use to make this J-bend here on the hose right at the headset, because this is my only option to run my rear brake. Don't think I mentioned the length of the cranks is 175 mil for the medium, and that's what I have here. You see the phonometer over there all the way down, set up 32% sag. I'm using all the travel every time I ride. I don't feel any harsh bottoming out, so that's a good thing. This fork is considered to be a 2019 fork. I really like the way the Stepcast ride. I also have a Stepcast 32 in the house, and they're just really plush, good mid support. Really like it. This one seems to be pretty stiff, so really happy with that. Despite the head angle, almost 68 degrees, it just climbs well, and with that smaller offset on the fork, the front wheel seems to be tucked in nicely underneath, so it is not wandering around when climbing, which is very interesting. Overall, the bike seems very nicely and well built. It's really pretty. You already get a lot of people asking me what it is, because they haven't seen one around here. I didn't mention it, but you're gonna have the same designation here for your lighter frame right at the back, and you see it mentioned. Also on the inside, you're gonna have two serial numbers for this bike. If you look way down there, I don't know if you can see it, you have a serial number for the rear triangle. The second serial number for the bike is gonna be right down here where it usually is. If you're looking for a custom built bike, don't forget about the guys at Worldwide Cyclery. They made all this happen for me, and I highly recommend them. Great to deal with. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, let me know in the section below. I'm going to include a lot of links for more information. If you found this useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I hope you guys are going to find a bike that suits you as well as this Yeti suits me. Cheers guys. Cheers.